We are on to the fifth tactical principle in Brad Steiner's The Tactical Skills of Hand-to-Hand Combat, printed in 1977. And that fifth tactical principle is keep your eyes on the enemy. This is a common tactic of scum out in the street. They approach you and, could you tell me the time? And you look down at your watch, of course, take your eyes off of the guy, and of course that's when he breaks your jaw and then robs you at that point, or does whatever he's going to do. Or maybe he asks you something like, hey, is that your car back there? And he's in front of me pointing that way. Of course, I'm in the relaxed ready position. I'm not going to go, that one over there, I'm going to tell him something like, no, I didn't drive my car today. I'm certainly not going to turn around and look at him. Now, there's ways I would move to turn around and look in that direction if I wanted to. Keep your eyes on the enemy. Don't purposely blind yourself. This is something we like to do to the assailant. Let's say you had a towel in your hand and he began his attack and you threw the towel in his face. It would serve as a distraction by him getting hit in the face with the towel, but it would momentarily blind him and he wouldn't see what was going on. You could do the same thing with coffee. It's in every class I teach, I'm trying to program students, and one of the things I repeat over and over is keep your eyes on his face. Look at his face. Keep your eyes on him. So it really locks into them. Now, let's say you're just walking along, you're a female, and there's a group of guys over here catcalling or whatever they're doing. I'm going to turn this way. The camera is the guys. I wouldn't recommend you're walking along and you look them right in the eye as you go by, because I've heard that advice given. I think that's foolish to do. I wouldn't pay any attention to him. I wouldn't look at him and I wouldn't look away from him. But once that individual has now approached you, you look him right in the eyes. And I know it's not easy to do something like that. It's very natural to be frightened and want to look away, but you must fight every impulse to do that and look this guy right in the face. Buried deep in the minds of many people is this idea that if I don't see something, it won't be there. It's kind of like a kid. Remember you had a nightmare and what'd you do? You went under the covers and you hid, and now you couldn't see the thing that maybe you were imagining. Or let's say a person is having shortness of breath and they feel like maybe this is a heart issue. Geez, I don't want to go to a doctor and find out. Or you hear somebody walking behind you and you don't turn around. I had an incident that happened to me years ago, and it would take me much too long to tell the whole story. And someday I would like to tell it because I made a major error in this situation. But it came down to this. These four individuals got super aggressive with me, and I was in a place where we were eating tacos. It's a chain that's here, and I don't want to name it. But the guy came up to me. He was really irate about something I had said, which was foolish to say, but here's the point I want to get to. There was about to be a gunfight about to happen. I had a weapon on me. He didn't know I had it. I didn't know if these guys were armed. They were clearly meth heads. You could tell as soon as they walked in the door. There were three men and one of them was a girl. And it was between me and the girl that actually everything had started. But everything got hot. And these guys came towards me, the one in particular. And I got up out of the chair and I got in the relaxed ready and I made it clear, I don't want to fight, leave me alone. I was setting everything up legally. And I didn't want to fight with him, of course. Well, this guy was so pissed, but he didn't dare step into my space, because had he, I would have went off on him. It was way too dangerous a situation. But here's what I'm getting at. The place was full of people, and there were families, and there were a couple families and their mom and dad, the two kids. And as this was going down, here's what they all did. Eating their tacos. Pretending like this wasn't happening. And I was thinking to myself, as I was dealing with this guy in my peripheral vision, I was like, you people need to get the hell out of here right now. Gunfire is about to erupt. And they all pretended like it wasn't happening, except for the kids. The little kids were like, looking, but the parents were just like, well, let's just pretend none of this is going on. And it was just so dangerous. If you're ever in a situation like that, don't ask yourself what's happening right now. What could this become? But there was a great example of, well, we'll just pretend this isn't really happening. And if I don't see it, it's not really there. So It's going to be a difficult thing for you to look at his face, but you must force yourself to do it. Keep your eyes on the person as you keep them distanced. And how else are you going to see what he does? And when it's time for you to make your move or not make your move against him. Next time, tactic number 6.